Today, the moon is in Pisces, a water sign, and we are coming out of the Aquarius full moon from Tuesday. So we're in the gibbous phase where the moon is waning, right? It's getting a little smaller each night after the full moon. So we are in that moon phase, the cycle, the hemicycle of the moon cycle that is about processing, digesting, integrating, recognizing, and kind of coming to terms with what emerged or was illuminated or what we noticed around the full moon. So we're still close enough to that full moon that you might still be feeling some of that full moon intensity. The illumination of the full moon is starting to shrink, but it's still pretty bright. And so we have this energy of illumination, the energy of beginning to sort of recognize, come to terms with some of the truths that have been emerging in recent days. And conveniently enough, we have the moon now in Pisces. And if I didn't mention it already, this is your Astro vibe for Thursday, August 3rd. I'm Marina Ormes, and thanks for being here. So with the moon in Pisces, we have the energy of sort of surrendering to a bigger picture. And if you've been following me, I was sharing, especially on Sunday, about sort of some of the bigger picture cycles and how the moon in Capricorn is about rules and creating structures, and then with Aquarius we break free of those. Well, then we go into Pisces where things just kind of dissolve. It's like we transcend the whole thing. the whole thing that we've been worrying about in terms of structure and rules and limitations and breaking free of them and rebelling against them and finding freedom and breaking through. Pisces just says, yeah, none of it is really, like it's all part of a bigger spiritual picture anyway. So all the things that we're worried about here on the earth plane are really part of a spiritual path. And so, yes, it matters how we think about things. And yes, it matters what we do. And yes, it matters how we treat ourselves. And all of those things can be seen as okay in the context of this bigger picture of unconditional love, of transcendence that is the Pisces energy. It's very heart-opening energy. And so our theme for today is why grief is love and love is healing. And as the moon goes through Pisces today, it passes by Saturn. Saturn, if you follow astrology, you know that Saturn is the planet of structure and limitations. It relates to our skeleton in our body. So it's like that bony structure. It's the thing that holds things in place. It's the systems and structures as well. So with Saturn being in Pisces, we have this planet of structure and hard limitations, things that are restrictive in the sign of Pisces, which is about dissolving and transcending all of that. So there are a lot of different ways that can show up. And one of the things I want to talk about is grief, because grief is both, right? It's the feeling of limitation, of mortality, of loss, of having to let go, and let go of material things, let go of attachments, let go of things that we expected, and material things that we want and care about. It is the process of letting go of these physical forms, of these materialized experiences that we have being human physical beings, right? And but grief is the process of releasing, right? Of letting go of those to transcend the material thing and recognize that it has a spiritual quality, a spiritual existence. The people we love here in our lives, right, when they pass on, when that happens, the love that we feel for them is liberated, it is released, it becomes one with everything. If you've ever lost a pet, you know how profoundly that feeling of loss is flowing through you, and how you can feel love for that being, that creature, that person, right? And also recognize that they're not gone, they're still there, they're just in your heart in a different way. It's not a material way. So grief is love. Grief is the release of all that love that was concentrated in that being while they were here. And the release of that love is what we feel when we grieve. It's the powerful feeling of love, flooding through us. And that love is healing. Letting go allows love to flow. So that healing quality of allowing the love to flow, allowing ourselves to feel the grief and the ways that we don't have control over things in the physical world. And, we want, if it were up to me, no good people would ever die, right? And all bad people would become good people. So there would be no bad people, and all good people would be here and caring for each other forever. But it's not up to me and it's not up to you. We are here in these bodies, in these lives, having these experiences. And so it's really allowing that love to move through us, allowing that flow of love to heal us through that process of letting go. So kind of a deep theme and topic. Not exactly sure why that is being, coming through today, but the Pisces energy is big and it's powerful. And so it's about letting go. It's about going with the flow. It's about trusting our intuition. It's about trusting where that river of life is carrying us, even when we don't necessarily understand it. And letting ourselves be held in that bigger picture of love, holding that love for ourselves, which is the beginning of how we can be compassionate for others, right? We have to have that compassion and that feeling that we are loved unconditionally, because we are, and that's just the nature of the universe. Even though we experience pain and suffering and things that we can't control, we are still loved unconditionally, and we belong here. We belong here. And so our right to feel things is part of our right as human beings and as divine beings. So grief is love and love is healing. Letting go allows the love to flow. So maybe that's helpful for you in your day. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all of your support. I'll be back tomorrow with more astrology for unshakable self-care. I'll see you then. Bye for now.